In 2025, the entire landscape of e-commerce is going to change in some really dramatic ways. And if you're not prepared, you risk watching your business go the way of the dodo. Luckily, today I'm going to be breaking down the 5 biggest trends coming in 2025 that you absolutely need to know about if you want to not only ride the wave, but get ahead of your competitors as things move forward, right? So let's dive right on in. So this game is constantly changing, right? And in business, we need to be able to adapt. Right now, more than ever, the world of e-commerce is undergoing some pretty significant changes, right? And like I said, I'm going to be breaking down the threats and opportunities that you guys need to know about before it is too late. So today we're going to be talking about how to sell in periods of economic uncertainty. We're going to talk about the rise of AI content and what that means for social media. We're going to be talking about the death of traditional SEO. We're going to talk about the power of authentic creative and why you need it now. And we're going to talk about why direct marketing principles are more important than ever. All right. So first, right, how to sell in periods of economic uncertainty. Right. There are some major things that are changing, right, in 2025, and we need to be prepared for that sort of a thing. So what type of stuff is changing, you might say? Let's take a look at this, all right? This now, President-elect Donald Trump announced. Let me show you guys this. On day one, he will impose a 25% tariff on all products out of Mexico and Canada. He says the tariff will remain in effect until the drugs and the migrants stop coming over both borders. Brian Yennis, West. So what we have coming are tariffs, right? And this isn't about your politics. I don't care who you voted for at all, right? But tariffs do create significant economic uncertainty, not just in the US, but across the globe, especially when we're talking about tariffs on companies or countries like China, where the vast majority of American goods are coming from there, especially in e-commerce, right? How is that going to impact things, right? They're talking about how things like inflation and some of these other issues are a little bit more sticky than they thought, and prices might actually remain high. Now, that we're not saying that things are going to be like this forever, but in the short term, that is the current state of affairs, and that's not going to be changing. And when you have this much fear, uncertainty, and doubt, customers are more tight with their pocketbooks, right? That creates economic uncertainty. And in periods of economic uncertainty, we absolutely want to be able to continue making money, right? You don't want to lose out on sales when people are being more tight with their money, right? So when you're going into periods of economic uncertainty, like, the recession of 2008, or, anything else that might be triggered, not just from tariffs, but big immigration changes, lots of fear, right? There's a lot of stuff that is circulating. And whether or not it's true, if people feel like it's true, then they're going to be more tight with their purchases. And when you deal with situations like that, there's a couple things that you always have to keep in mind if you're going to survive, right? So one, there are consumer spending shifts that you need to be aware of, right? When you're in periods of economic uncertainty, customers are prioritizing essentials over luxuries, right? They're worried about what's going to happen, right? But they are still willing to pay for things that they feel like are worth it. So value and affordability become more key, and positioning your products as high quality, problem solving, and cost efficient solutions is going to be that much more important to you, right? In periods of uncertainty, people do business with brands that they trust. So it's very important that we showcase customer reviews, showcase customer testimonials, and guarantees so that people do feel like their investments are secure because they're holding your pocketbooks a little bit tighter, right? You're going to be wanting to really focus on retention, even more so than acquisition, right? Even more so than acquisition. You see, during economic downturns, research shows that 61% of shoppers are more likely to choose brands that are offering discounts and loyalty programs, right? And according to research from Forbes, right, retaining customers is 5 to 7 times less than the cost to acquire new customers, which is why loyalty programs are super high ROI investments. So we want to make sure that as we get these customers coming in, we're doing everything in our power to keep them shopping with us and building that level of trust. We're making sure that we're following up with them. We're leveraging loyalty programs to incentivize them to continue shopping with us, right? And we also want to make sure that we are leaning into emotional marketing, right? That much more than ever, because when you have a lot of fear and uncertainty, people are more emotional, right? So you want to make sure that we're using messaging that really speaks to security, relief, comfort, right? You want to be human in your marketing efforts, you guys, right? You want to treat every visitor that comes to your store like someone that might be walking into your brick and mortar. Solve their problems and give them payment options so that way they're not feeling like they're spending as much upfront all at once. There's lots of different payment options that you can provide for customers between things like Shop Pay, Klarna, Afterpay, right? There's lots of different programs that you can put in place to help make that purchase even easier for your customers online. And that's super duper important when you're going into periods of, again, economic uncertainty. Whether it's true or whether people feel that way, you still want to make them feel safe. Super important. That's something that is going to hit very, very, very soon. So it's important that you're prepared for that. Next thing we need to talk about is the rise of AI content and what that actually means for social media. You see, for a while, right, you could get away with just posting your stuff on social media. In fact, a lot of you guys are doing that right now, right? Maybe you have Instagram followings, you have your products and you're trying to be, frugal with your marketing. So we're doing a lot of posting on social media, right? We are trying to extract sales from TikTok or Instagram, right? And those social media posts are, where we're getting some business from. And that is allowing us to kind of get ahead without having to invest as heavily. But those days are coming to an end because AI has advanced so far, so fast that not only are you going to have lots of extra AI content in the feed, but you're getting to a point where people aren't even going to be able to tell the difference between real and fake. Take a look at this. Look at this video. This is all AI generated. Some stuff maybe looks a little more obvious than others, but it looks real. It's 4K. It's HD, right? All of what you're looking at is AI generated. All of it. All of it. You are going to have to compete with social media feeds and posts and reels and TikToks, if they stay around, and YouTube shorts with people that aren't even real, content that is not even shot with a smartphone, right? People have AI creating it. So what that means is that your feeds are going to be that much more clogged with content, right? What that means is that your social media promotional efforts are going to be a lot less effective because ChatGPT, Midjourney, Sora, right? You're going to have fake content, fake videos, all this stuff spamming the feed. And because it's being made by AI, it's going to come out like this. Social media feeds are going to be packed, right? So the things that you could have shared in the past, it's not going to be the same. Your For You pages, it's going to be full of stuff from AI. They won't know if it's a real person or if not. And some people honestly won't care. So what that means for you is that a lot of the social media organic stuff that may have worked in the past is going to lose its effectiveness. And now more than ever, you're going to need to leverage paid advertising to get in front of customers and new eyeballs, right? You're going to have to pay to play to get in front of people because the feeds are going to be clogged and because your social media posts are going to be ignored more than ever, right? That is something that you're going to have to prepare for and start taking action on that right now. Because again, even some of those videos that you were just looking at, those AI ones, those are a couple months old. Do you know what stuff looks like right now? Depending on whether you're watching this, right? It's only going to get more real looking. What are you going to do about it, right? Social media posting, it's not going to be as effective as it used to be. Then you're going to have to contend with the death of traditional SEO, right? The original, hey, cheap and cost effective, maybe takes a little bit of time, but you put some elbow grease on it and you'll be all right, right? Wrong. Why? Because what we're seeing now and what you are seeing now is a shift from keywords to intent. We're also seeing the rise of AI powered search engines, right? You're seeing AI lead search results. Take a look at an example here. So those of you making content, right? Whether it's blogging or whatnot, you're doing stuff for SEO. So the search engines will find you and prioritize you and you'll show up in the search rankings and stuff. Okay, cool. Let's say you sell skincare products, right? Maybe you're trying to do a search like, hey, how to get rid of eczema. Look right here at the top, right? Before you can even get down to the different things and blogs and content based around something like that, you got an AI overview, right? Go do a Google search for something how to solve a problem. A lot of this stuff, you're going to see AI overviews, AI search results right at the top of your search results, right? Right at the top. Try it. Go do some more searches on Google and see how many of your searches result in AI overviews, AI things before you even get to like content and social media posts and the stuff people are, working so hard to put together, right? AI is above the Cleveland Clinic, above the Mayo Clinic, above WebMD. AI is outranking those highly authoritative sites. So what does that mean for you? How is Google going to show your content to someone that you're working so hard to create to get traffic and eyeballs from SEO? Right? That is something that is definitely going to be an issue for you moving forward, right? So the visual, right? Between TikTok, right? Between visual platforms like YouTube, people are using those for search now. In fact, a lot of you folks that might be watching this right now, maybe you don't even search on Google, right? How many of you search on TikTok now, right? Let me know in the comments, right? If you're the type of person that is doing a lot of your searching now to see on TikTok. Why? Because you'd rather watch a video for it, right? So you have to be prepared for that. And what's happening now when it comes to just the rankings, because of how things are being shifted, it's less about how many backlinks you have or, your keyword density, or if your store is SEO optimized or whatever folks are trying to sell you on. It's going to be focused more on your site's expertise, authority, and trust. That is going to have a bigger impact on how you're ranked and how much traffic these search engines send your way, right? So again, tiring, like going out and just creating all this content for SEO, that is going to be an even bigger waste of the time than it has been in the past because of where things are going. And again, how AI is going to be impacting that sort of thing. So what that means is you need to focus your content on niche platforms for content creation. Again, like a TikTok, assuming it survives, right? Or a Pinterest where people go to discover new things, right? And then of course, as I mentioned earlier, paid traffic is going to be that much more important to get in front of your customers. You're going to have to force your way there. You're not going to be able to just sit around and wait for Google spiders to feed your stuff to someone. You're going to need to get in front of people, right? And when you are making content, it's not for SEO, it's for servicing your current traffic and customers, right? If you make a blog post, you don't necessarily make the blog post so that way, you get found by Google. You make it so that way you can email a post like that to your list, right? Let me show you guys an example of the type of post that we use with our air freshener brand. Again, we do last year, man, between Shopify and Amazon, did what? A little over $500,000 in sales last year. Let me show you how we use content, right? For us, content is not so much, again, for SEO. It's more so that way we can service it and send it over to our customers. But let me show you how we're actually doing it. So here's an example of one of the blog posts that we use on our store, Blunt Power Air Freshener, right? Of course, we create content, but inside this content itself, we embed our products, right? We treat our content like advertorials, right? It's educate to sell. So we'll include links that push back to our actual products on the store, right? We'll deliver content, but we still leverage that content to generate sales. So we'll use different links to products. We'll include different banners that push back to our products and so on and so forth. So that way, even if I send you some content, I can still make money off it. And I'll take a post like this and I'll package it and then I'll send it over to our email list, right? And that allows us to not just make content, but make content designed to generate sales for us, right? And that's one of the biggest keys and one of the biggest shifts that you're going to need to make. If you are going to be making content, don't make content hoping that it's going to help you with SEO because we're, scared to invest in social media, right? Or scared to invest in ads, right? You're making content so that way it can build your authority. And if you send your content to a lead or a customer, right, one that enables you to get that extra touch point in, right? And then it can also allow you to convert that eyeball, that low risk eyeball, into a sale, right? That is how you want to be able to leverage social media, right? Or excuse me, that's how you want to leverage SEO, right? According to research from SEM Rush, organic traffic from Google to blogs has declined by 27% since 2020. And that's only going to accelerate because AI search answers are dominating search result, right? So you need to be prepared for something like that. That number is going to increase by a lot, right? And according to research, 45% of Gen Z uses TikTok and Instagram as their primary search engine. Why are we making content? You need to rethink why you're making content. Now, the next big trend, or really opportunity that you guys need to know about 2025 moving forward, is the power of authentic ad creative and why you need it now more than ever. You see, things changed quite a bit during COVID, right? During COVID, people got used to just seeing, talking heads, right? Low quality content became the norm because everybody was stuck inside, right? People were doing a lot more stuff from their phones instead of, using expensive cameras and, lots of crazy stuff that way, highly produced, highly edited stuff by, agencies. You didn't need that, right? And that trend has continued, right? Research from Meta, aka Facebook, shows that user-generated content style ads actually increase conversion rate by 23% compared to the super overly polished stuff, right? So again, stuff that you can make from your phone is outperforming things that people pay thousands of dollars for, like the photo shoot and getting all this crazy stuff in place, right? These authentic looking ads are crushing it right now. And according to Think by Google, right, shoppers are 60% more likely to trust ads that feature real customers than celebrity endorsements. Think about that, right? That means, yes, you can compete more now than ever before. More now than ever before. People aren't even watching TV. You don't have to pay all this money to run a commercial on cable. Who's watching cable anymore? Everybody's on these, right? And now you can make high converting ads with your phone, and you don't even have to spend as much as some of these larger brands. It doesn't have to be overly published and overly produced. That's a major opportunity for you to cut through the noise and finally be able to get ahead. All right. So again, we're dealing with rising consumer skepticism, right? People are just jaded, right? There's so much competition out there now. They see so much stuff in their feeds now. They want the real. They don't want the manufactured. They want real, right? And again, we are seeing that user-generated content really dominate feeds and advertising, right? You can do more now, again, with raw, unpolished stuff than ever before, right? But it's important that we use it to tell stories, right? Now people care more about, they want the mom and pop feel versus the big brand feel. If they wanted the big brand, they're going to go to Amazon and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. But a lot of people don't necessarily want Amazon. Have you realized that? Right? They'd rather shop with the mom and pop. That's you, right? So tell your stories. Tell the story of your brand. Feel more comfortable, feel more confident, use more real footage, use more real video, right? And help people feel closer to you, right? And again, because you can get this, low, unpolished, raw looking content, because you can produce that from your phone faster and cheaper than ever before, that means you can test faster because these days your creative is king. Targeting, not as powerful as it used to be, right? Whether it's Google, whether it's Meta, aka Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, it's not so much about the targeting and the interest that we're targeting or the keywords that we're using. Now, the algorithms are really powered by their AI, right? And they're going to show your content, show your ads to people more based on what's in the ad than the targeting that you're using, right? What's really happening these days is before, right? When you did your targeting, right? It's important that your targeting was really dialed in and you hit right here and boom, there's your money. It's going to focus more on that. The rest of the stuff was waste, right? Now, what's happening is when you even put an interest, like that's really kind of giving it like a home base. That's giving it a starting point these days, right? Because it's going to expand outward anyway to try to find your ideal customer based on what's in it. So you might have a sale over here. You might have a sale out here. You might have a sale here, right? So when you're putting in targeting, when you're putting in keywords and stuff like that, it's kind of just giving it like a home to start with. And then the algorithm is going to push it out. And where you find the sale, where it finds the sale is going to be based on your creative. And now you can make creative faster and cheaper than ever before. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's break out those cell phones, right? And let's get to it. And don't be afraid to tell stories in your content. And that's going to help you cut through the noise, right? And again, when compared to some of that AI content that we're looking at, that AI content still kind of has a little bit of like sharpness, still has a little bit of a haze, right? Compared to what comes from a phone with a real person, it's going to look more authentic. And that's what people want now more than ever. And then the final opportunity that you guys need to be aware of is the fact that direct marketing principles are more important now than ever before, right? Why? Because the purchase cycle, right? The consumer buying cycle is actually shorter than it's been in the past. It's shorter than it's been in the past. Before, it might take someone longer to make a decision, right? They had to get up themselves to go to the store and get it. So they're going to do research before they do all that, right? There's a lot more research involved. When there was more skepticism about just shopping online, there was more research involved, more looking this up, looking that up. Now, people are making purchase decisions that much faster because they're doing it from their phones, right? So direct marketing is more important than it's been in quite a long time, right? But there's still some keys that are going to help you stand up, right? So leveraging marketing and messaging that removes pain. Like when you think about which type of products that you want to sell, right? According to research from the Digital Marketing Institute, 70% of customers are more likely to buy a product when the ads solve a pain point, right? It's a direct response principle, right? Solve a problem. This is the problem that you have. This product makes that pain go away. Prioritize things that can remove pain, right? Follow up, right? You guys, if you've been in the group for any amount of time, you've heard me say, right? Fortune's in the follow up. Been following me for any amount of time, I'm a big stickler on follow up marketing and how important it is, right? And that's because follow up campaigns, according to research from Statista, not even just the anecdotal stuff that I can talk to you guys and show you, research shows that follow up campaigns generate 50% more conversions than just one off promotions, right? Follow up, follow up, follow up. And of course, social proof, something that is not a new concept, right? That has been shown to increase online conversions by an average of 34%. So not only does life show us this, not only does common sense show us this, but research actually backs up these same direct marketing principles I'm talking to you guys about, right? So again, clarity over complexity. Attention spans are shorter, right? Big, bold headlines speak to the big benefit, speak to the problem that you're removing, right? Lose the cuteness, lose the fluffiness, focus on the benefits instead of features, right? Because you have to grab attention and hold it now more than ever. The headline or the hook is more important now than ever before because everybody's got TikTok brain now, right? I'm either in it or I'm out, right? You want to emphasize offers, right? Because again, if that purchase process is a little bit shorter and you have economic uncertainty, people are worried about the cost of things, lean in with clear, irresistible offers, right? Leverage discounts, leverage bonuses, leverage urgency to act now. And that's going to help you convert your stuff much faster than vague or generic promotions, right? So really start to lean into your special offers when you're trying to get in front of people. Of course, as I mentioned, the fortune is in the follow-up, right? Email, text messaging, retargeting. When you guys hear me talk about dynamic mirroring and following people around the web from device to device, aka, right, mirror to mirror, that's going to help you move people along. Yes, buying processes are shorter, but most people don't buy on the first visit, no matter what. If you're not following up, you are leaving money on the table, and you're going to be leaving more money on the table than ever before because there's so much noise and competition, more than there has ever been online. Follow up is key, right? Social proof is key. Testimonials, reviews, case studies will still be the most persuasive forms of marketing in 2025 and beyond because skepticism is at an all-time high, right? Trust is at an all-time low. And it's important that people feel confident that they can do business with you and that other people that have done business with you have had good experiences, right? If not, I'm going to find someone that'll give me what I need, right? And of course, lean into the pain, right? Lean into the pain. When you look at the things that you can you sell something that can address a pain point that someone has, right? When you can speak to someone's problems, frustrations, and aspirations, right? That's what's really going to help you stand out, right? If you are selling products and maybe you have a bunch, like maybe it's skincare, okay, maybe you focus on things that address eczema or dry skin versus something that helps you glow, right? Can you focus on something that is anti-aging versus like, a lipstick or a lip balm, right? Well, we're a boutique and we have apparel, right? Maybe we focus on products that are designed to fit people that have a hard time shopping in stores, right? Or have apparel that they don't see everywhere else and they're tired of seeing the same thing. Well, here I have stuff that you won't find anywhere else. So you don't look like everyone else, right? Or you don't have stuff that allows you to, have your own sense of style in a world where everyone looks the same. This allows you to look different, right? Address the problems and frustrations that people have. And that is how you get their attention. And then you hit them with an offer sexy enough to move them across the finish line, right? So be direct, lean into your irresistible mafia offers, focus on products that solve problems, and that's going to help you get new customers in the door. All right. So again, right, big takeaways. And for the trends coming 2025, you need to be human in your marketing, right? Focus on products that solve problems and provide flexible payment options for folks that are concerned about the economy, right? Now more than ever, you need to learn how to make your paid advertising profitable because social media feeds are going to be more clogged than ever. And now you're not just going to be competing with everybody's homeboy or homegirl that has a Shopify store, right? Now you're going to have AI content that people can't even tell if it's real or not, right? You need to stop creating content for SEO and thinking that's going to send you eyeballs and instead focus on content that actually helps people, right? So that way it's going to build your authority, which Google cares more about. And you can use that content to sell to your leads and to your customers, right? You want to lean into low budget and authentic ad creatives so that way you can quickly roll out new ad creatives to test because that is the nature of these platforms now. It's all about the creative and giving it plenty of options to be able to test is going to get you in front of the right people. Use that creative to move them across the finish line. And then finally, you want to be able to lean into these irresistible mafia offers, focus on products that solve problems, and most importantly, follow up with your traffic and your customers. It hasn't been negotiable for a long time, but it's mandatory now if you guys truly want to be able to take off and truly want to be able to get ahead in 2025 and beyond. All right. Now, I know a little something about e-commerce, right? We were able to grow our air freshener brand to, again, we did well over $500,000 in sales last year. Not only that, I've worked with multiple brands, multiple stores, helped them grow to 4, 5, 6 figures, some cases 7 figures annually, right? And there's a chance I can help you do the same, right? So if you want some expert eyeballs on your store to talk a little bit about your operation and what you're trying to go, help you get ahead of some of these emerging trends, the opportunities that you can take advantage of, the threats that you need to be able to avoid. Right? I'm here to help. Right? Type strategy in the comments below this video. Right? And we'll line you up with a one-on-one free ecom profit session. Again, so type strategy in the comments below. We'll get you lined up for a free ecom profit session. Take a look at your marketing operation and give you some ideas to help you get ahead and make 2025 your best year yet. Right? Do not get caught flat-footed, you guys. This year is going to be different than any year before it. I want you to be able to get ahead. There is a gold rush going on right now, right? It's one of those few times in history where anybody, no matter where you come from, no matter what your background is, no matter if you have a lot of money and a silver spoon, or you're coming from a lack of money, but you got a lot of effort and dreams, right? This is the time to be able to seize and take advantage of the opportunities presented to you. That's only if you're ready, right? So don't miss the boat. Take action. Do the things that